Hey, 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 Wolf Clan. It's your girl, African Wolf, here to bring you messages from Spirit. Oh, woo! Okay, so, guys, I'm feeling heartbroken right now, okay? The vision that I just had, I literally had to sit here for half an hour, just in silence. Like, I've never done that before. When I tell you that I feel like I felt the Most High, the Most Highnesses, I felt like their heart was just broken. I felt so much sorrow. I felt just so much sadness. And it was heart-wrenching. It was a heart-wrenching feeling. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming being a psychic. It can be very overwhelming. But let me just explain to you everything, okay? So I asked my spiritual team, what do you want me to tell the collective, right? So I close my eyes. Usually I will start getting visions, right? But this time it was like, it was all blurry. Like I couldn't see properly. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, why can't I see like I usually can see? Like but I could feel this like hand, these two giant hands. Like it was like two shadow hands, right? Giant hands. And it was just doing something, like something in the dark, but I couldn't see properly. But I know that I could kind of like just make out two large, shadowy, giant hands doing something. And I was saying to my spiritual team, I can't see. Like, why can't I see properly? Like, what is this hand, right? And the closer the hand got to me, the more I could feel like it was just pure evil. Like I just felt so much wickedness and evil. And then I saw these two hands, right? And it was like, it was separating. It was like, it was separating like one group of people to one side and another group of people to the other side. So it was like two fists, like coming in to take something and then pulling it separate apart. So like one to the left and the other to the right, right? Well, now that I'm thinking of this kind of represents far left and far right ideology, okay? Because we live in a very extreme society now, don't we? Like everybody is so extreme. There's no middle ground. You must either be far left or far right. Nobody wants to see anything from anyone's point of view. You know, you're either a red pill or you're like, you know, misandrous, like, you know, this like extreme feminist, or, you know, you're racist, you're against this religion, that religion, right? So let's carry on. So as I saw the hand separate these two to left to right, I heard pray for unity, right? Pray for unity. Okay. Then I heard I'm happy and grumpy at the same time. And when I heard that, I automatically thought, all right, cognitive dissonance is a psychological term. If you've ever been depressed and you've been into like trying to figure out how to like solve your depression, stuff like that, you've probably heard of this phrase, cognitive dissonance. It's like a mental discomfort from holding two conflicting beliefs, right? So it could come from like doing something that you don't want to do. Maybe you're doing something morally that deep down inside you don't want to do, and that's where this like cognitive dissonance can form, and it can spiral you down into a huge depression. Well, a lot of people are actually living in cognitive dissonance, but unknowingly. Okay, so it might not always be like doing a job you don't want. It can be something as simple as, okay, so I thought about this, right? One time I had a boyfriend who was like really into designers, and he got me really into designers and stuff, right? And I remember at that time, like my depression went up. Well, after I had my spiritual awakening, I was thinking about, you know, all the slave sweatshops and all the little children that are making these clothes, making 9p a day, 10p a day. It's not just with clothes, it's with makeup lines. It's with so many different things, right? You're putting these clothes on your body, and deep down inside, your soul can feel like just the misery and the sorrow of those people who are being exploited. But you don't understand why. Like, oh, why do I feel down today? I've got all this money, and you see it all the time, don't you? You see all these celebrities, all these influencers, they've got all this money, they've got access to all these beautiful women, or, attractive men, blah, blah, blah. They got the house of cards, but they're still depressed. They're still miserable because guess what? They can feel the exploitation subconsciously and in their soul. They can feel all these people in the world who are being exploited. But then they'll say, I don't know, I just don't get it. I have everything in life. Like, why do I feel so down? I just don't get it, right? Like what I heard, I'm happy but grumpy at the same time is what I heard in my vision. It's cognitive dissonance. It's because we're all connected. Like we literally are. No matter how much you can think that you're better or try to separate yourself, but guess what? We are all connected. And let me tell you something, yeah. The God Almighty and Goddess Almighty will not let you rest, or will not let you sleep and have any peace whilst there's so many people in the world suffering. You're going to suffer too. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much fame you have, you will suffer too. As long as there are other people suffering, you will not have peace and you will not have rest. Because guess what? We're all connected. Literally, we're all connected. That's why you could think again, like so many people on the planet are going like vegan or vegetarian now. And this is something that before I changed my diet. It's been like about a year and a half since I've started eating plant-based food. I remember having a dream just saying that, hey, like, and I'm sure other people have said this before, you can feel the sorrow of the animals, like you're eating that from after they've been slaughtered, right? I'm not here to try and preach to anyone or try and turn anyone vegan, vegetarian. I'm not about like forcing my beliefs on anyone. You do you, okay? I've been on my own journey as well. I only just started about a year and a half ago, okay? So you do you, but I'm just saying why a lot of people are changing their diet is because you can feel that sorrow of the animals. And so once again, we're all connected. It's cognitive dissonance, right? And I've felt myself be a lot more consistently happy than I used to be when I started changing these like little things in my life. Okay, so next thing I saw that big hand, my vision got clear again, right? So I was able to see my visions properly again. And I saw those two giant fists, they started coming together like magnets, like the knuckles on the fist started coming together. Even though like the people were still separated on the left and the right, it's like the knuckles were coming together like magnets. And I started feeling really emotional, like in the vision, because I was like, we are going to do this. Like we are going to come together as a team, as a planet. It's taken a lot of lessons, right? But it is going to happen. That's why the extraterrestrials have come here. Let me tell you something. A year ago, if you told me that I would believe aliens existed, I would laugh in your face. Like I never would have even thought that aliens existed, that I would be like communicating with them, and that now everybody is starting to be like, yeah, aliens have come to this planet now. Like people, like you've got even the government like admitting, yeah, we've been seeing these objects and stuff like that, right? Because we're going into a new timeline and we need to come together as a group of people, right? Stop being separated by race, by religion. There's a huge gender war going on and it's crazy, right? And it's time that we're able to start seeing things from each other's point of view instead of just being like, oh, it's all this group of people's fault. And trust me, I've fallen prey to that as well. I've had very hateful thoughts. Like during my spiritual time, I started feeling like angry towards certain groups of people, like it's your fault that my life's this way, your fault that my life's this way, right? And I had to really face that dark side of myself, and I'm so thankful I've come out the other side, and I'm realizing that, wow, we are all one, we're all together. Some of us have awakened, some people are lost, some people are still under this dark shadow. And I believe that the reason why my vision was blurry at the beginning was because guess what? We're all supposed to be psychic. There's nothing impressive about what I'm doing. Having visions is not impressive at all. There's nothing special about me at all. We're all supposed to be psychic. We're all supposed to have visions. There was a time in history where everybody was psychic, and literally all this hatred and fear, this big shadow hand has like basically cut off like most of your vision. It's literally like, yeah, it's just closed your third eye, this big shadow hand of hatred and anger and division. And so if you're able to, yeah, awake yourself from that. You will also be psychic. You will also be able to see visions, be able to communicate with higher beings and stuff like that. It's supposed to be normal, right? Don't be impressed or don't be freaked out by me and be like, oh, she's such a weirdo. You can think I'm a weirdo anyway, because I am kind of a weirdo, but like what I'm doing, we're all supposed to be doing it. So I leave you with that message. When I woke up from my vision, I had tears in my eyes. I was crying. I felt so heartbroken. Like I literally felt all these higher beings were just so heartbroken by how we as humans are so divided by such ridiculous things like genitals and skin tone and skin color, and no, I worship God this way. No, I worship God this way. My way is right. Like, it's just insane, and it's just heartbreaking because we're not supposed to be like this. We are not. Yeah, I think I should probably just leave it here. I'm still feeling all those emotions. I'm praying for you, for everyone. If you do find yourself thinking racist thoughts, or thinking all men are like this, or all women are like this, or I hate this religion is evil, I'm praying for you. Honestly, I'm sending you so much love right now from the higher beings, because we're not supposed to live like that. We're not. There's good people in every race and every religion. There are good men and there are good women out there. And there's just a whole bunch of lost people out there that unfortunately are in this shadow man's fist. And unfortunately, they've given into that hatred and anger and fear. And guess what? There was a time when I was also part of that group. So I'm not here to judge anyone at all. But it's time for us to wake up and raise our vibrations. Okay, I'm going to leave this. Right. The affirmation today is, I love my girl Florence Scovel Shin. It is, I am always under direct inspiration. I know just what to do and give instant obedience to my intuitive leads. Actually, it's interesting that I picked the one about intuitiveness. I didn't realize I even did that. So there you go, guys. Remember, we're all supposed to be psychic. Fill your heart with love, get out of the hatred, and you'll see how magical of a person you'll become and how much happier you'll be. Because this year, I can say that I haven't made as much money as I used to, but I'm so much happier than I used to be. Now that I've changed a few things in my life, I'm more consistently happier than I ever was before. So I just want to, thank the Most High and the Most Highness for helping me out of that evil shadow hand. And the same is going to happen for all of us. There is hope, because as I said, at the end of my vision, the hands started coming together, right? We are going to come together as humans, as higher beings, as soul, whatever. I have so much excitement for the future for us. All right. Yeah. So if you like my reading, please comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, you can book a reading with me over the phone as well. Link in description below. Have a good one, guys. Love you.